Hi, my name is Ali Dahl. I am the president of Top Gun Enterprises. I founded the company back at about 2000. My wife, Debbie, who's back in the shop processing guns currently, is my vice president, and she is also known as the gun lady. She does most of the processing. She is the person you'll talk to on the telephone if you happen to contact us. As I said, we've been in business since 2000. We've been worldwide known as one of the best gun finishers in the world. We went to NDIA in 2002, taught all the gun manufacturers the advanced technology in gun finishing. I'm going to show you about 80 to 90% of what I taught them. So we're going to do a good job. If you're in going to finish a gun, want to do it yourself, I'm going to give you some of the tricks of the trade to make sure that your finish is good. We're going to be doing polymer finishes and ceramic finishes. That's what we're into, and that's what we're going to teach you how to do it. We're going to teach you how to keep your gun from rusting during hurricanes. We're down here on the South Coast. We get a bunch of hurricanes, and that's what we try to do is protect people's weapons so that whenever they have a hurricane to pick them up, they still got a usable gun. Of course, the first step in any gun refinishing is to get it disassembled. What we do recommend is to get a good gunsmith like my friend here, Doug Harvin from Mobile, Alabama. Doug does most of our disassembly and assembly. If you're capable of taking a gun apart, doing it yourself, have at it, but like I said, we do recommend that you get a good qualified gunsmith. Like I said, Doug takes them apart, puts them back together for us. Normally we try to bring guns in already disassembled, but if it's going to take apart, a good qualified gunsmith's man to do it, disassemble it. When he disassembles it, we also take it down, detail disassemble it to all the small pieces. We don't leave any of the assemblies. It all comes apart so that you don't have any little nicks, crannies. We're going to go in and we're going to do everything on that gun, all the metal pieces. And the way to do that is to do a complete 100 detailed disassembly of the firearm. As mentioned earlier, we've got guns that comes from all over the country in here to us. This particular one come out of Maine. This gun has been detailed disassembled. It's from a gunsmith that we process his guns for us. He sends the pieces he wants processed to us. This is the way we receive the gun. This particular one here is a stainless steel weapon. We also do stainless steel. People don't like the silver on them. They want them to go black. So this is what happens. The gun comes to us like this. We put them in little baskets to keep everything contained. Everything that goes with this gun will go in this basket. We've got larger baskets, but that's what we have to do is you have to segregate so you don't have pieces getting commingled with one another. Good idea, get you a little basket, keep all your pieces together. Even your small parts fits in a smaller basket, so whenever we're running through there, we don't lose the little screws and everything. Keep everything well contained. Then the whole secret to the gun finish, any gun finish, is the cleaning operation. The preparation is 100% the key characteristics of this gun cleaning. What we do is we take the parts, we take them, put them in this booth over here. This is a blasting booth. We use 180 grit aluminum oxide, sometimes 150 grit aluminum oxide. Put the guns in here, turn it on there. We blast all the surfaces on the gun. We take it down to the white metal. We get all the bluing off of it. We take everything out of that gun to the white metal, which is basically the raw metal that gun's made out of. After it's been blasted, the guns come out, look at something like that. They're a little grayish in color. That's brand new metal on it all the way over it. Now, what I've done here is what we do not do in the process. Do not touch these parts with your hands when they come back out. We got gloves that we wear when we go through the process, but that, again, there, cleanliness is the key. Got to keep all the oil off there. We'll have to reblast this piece here, but when it comes out, it looks just like that. So we're going to go back, we'll reblast this part here before we process it, but the key thing is do not touch these guns or these parts after they've gone through the blaster or through the rest of the operation. So that one there have to be redone because I have touched it. Where I've touched it, the coatings will come back off in that area, or it's possible that they will come back off. So you can see, as soon as you touch it, it pulls moisture out of your hand. That goes in there. Where that moisture's at, it will not hold the coating quite as well had I not touched it. So the thing we do here is we do not touch that gun with our hands after it's been blasted. After the weapons come out of the blasting booth, we'll come back over here. We've got two tanks. I've got cleaning solution one. I've got a rinse solution another. I've got some special heavy-duty cleaning solvents here that whenever it comes out of there, it's going to pull the particles that was left from the blasting operation. You got silicon carbide or aluminum oxide, depending on what you're using. It's in there. That's going to get the particles off of it. We've got a rinse tank that's going to go back over there. That's going to get all of the cleaning solutions off of it. From that point there, the guns and the metal is very active. So what you have to do at that point there, you're going to have to dry it real quick, like, because it's going to start rusting immediately. I've got a giant oven over here. We put the parts in, bake them out, get the moisture off of them. We're going to blow it out first of all, but we're going to dry the guns out 100% and get all the moisture out of it before we get ready to process it. We've got the guns, they're clean, they've been dried. Okay, we're ready to process them now. So what we've done is we're going to take them, move them over here. This is a phosphate conversion coating. Before we crank this tank up, it's a chemical solution. It's done at heat. We analyze the chemicals within this bath. There is a window as far as what the acidity of this particular part is supposed to be. One of the things that I found out, my side job is I am a quality engineer for an aircraft manufacturer, and I know that if I close my window down towards the top side, I get a better product than if I use the whole tolerance. So I use only half the tolerance that they allow me to process this. So we check our solution, make sure we're on the right side of the window. We take it, bring it up to temperature. Once we come up to temperature, we check it here. We've got a regulator here and a regulator here. We put the parts in there, we set our timer, we put them in there for about 15 minutes. Once the 15 minutes up, these parts which used to be white, Debbie, this is my lovely little wife, Debbie. We'll pick the parts back up. Now, if you notice, they've turned black. We've got the phosphate conversion coating on them. We took them, run them through a cleaner again to get all the acids off from the phosphate conversion coating. She's fixing to put the parts in the oven and dry them out again so they don't rust on us. Actually, the phosphate conversion coating will keep those parts from rusting right now. Within the operation, when you do the phosphate conversion coating, that is a dip process. So every square inch of that metal had that phosphate conversion coating, which actually soaked into the metal, which gives you 100% corrosion resistant in blind spots, in cavities, and in holes. At this point in time, right now, the phosphate conversion coating is what most people would call a parkerized type process. It's corrosion resistant, so I've got corrosion resistant to these parts right now. They're in the oven, so we're going to come back out and we're going to double the corrosion resistance as we move further into the process. Now, if you notice, what had happened, whenever the parts went into the phosphate conversion coating, they were white. Whenever they came out, they were black. That is the dry film lubricant that is built into it. That's the phosphate conversion coating. That proves to me that the parts work. If you noticed on that one piece there was one aluminum part that was white. Aluminum will not take a phosphate conversion coating, so that's why you saw one white part in there. We run it through there, it activated the pieces so we can get the pieces on there. But whenever you see it come out, if the steel parts come out black, I know it's did its job. When I come over here and rinse it off, if it comes off, I know I didn't have my baths and everything set up prior. So whenever we bring it in here, we'll bring it up, we look at it, we shake it, we'll make sure that phosphate conversion coating is there, and we are on the road. We've got a good product coming out.